Day 24 in Maker Advent is the final day. If there wasn't any copyright issues, I'd start playing the final countdown now by Europe. Good tune, but alas, I can't copyright. What's on the bench today? Well, Banana for Scale Mark II. It's its final day. It's going to the retirement home tomorrow. The Banana Bread retirement home for elderly bananas. Thank you for your service, and to Mark 1 as well. Thank you. I'm going to pop you out of the way just there a second. Okay, just still in frame, you're good. Today is a hack. I bought a Christmas tie just before Christmas because I needed the horrible musical buzzer that's inside it. There it is. I want to make something with it. Now originally I was going to go for this badge life, which I did on a previous day, and I put that in the video there. I was going to use badge life because I wanted to build, a badge and a circuit that I could wear and play around with, but I thought, hang on, this is a lovely PCB, and what I'm going to be doing today is just horrible soldering to build something. I mean, it's not horrible as in like awful. What I mean is, this is a dirty hack to get something done for a bit of fun. So let's save this for something else. I'm thinking ATTiny85 after the success of another video up there, linking to all these videos. Like I'm a seasoned YouTuber now. So, quick and dirty hack. We have a green wire. This is just single core wire, nothing special. I got from Pimeroni years ago. And I've stripped segments of it. So we've got the sleeving stripped off. You can see the green bit there. We've got at the start, and we've got at the end here some sections that are open. Yeah, we'll use that word. And we've got some which have a bit more of the sheath on there, because we're going to have the wire game working, and you want a start point, an end point, and a rest point in the middle. Because once you're on that wire game where you're moving around like this, your arm can get tired. I mean, you could be evil and not have one. That would be evil, but cool. So the other side of the game is a wand. Another piece of wire, stripped with a hook on the end, and on the other end is a tiny little bit I'm going to solder on. I'm just going to use this circuit board in front of me. So the game is, you put the wand through here, and you have to get round the metal without touching. Obviously you make the hole, the hook, a lot smaller to make it harder. You don't just go, there you go. That's easy. Even I could do that. So the circuit in front of us, soldering iron as well, Pinecil. $25, just buy one. Really simple. We've got piezo speaker just at the base, connected to the circuit board with 2 solder points. 2 batteries, look like LG 44, something like that. Too sure, just watch batteries. We have a little button here, little switch, normally open, and we have the contact just underneath it here. So when a switch hits a contact, it plays the horrible music. I demonstrate. It goes on so long. The idea today is to solder the hook, this end of the hook here, onto there, and the actual course we're going to follow onto the contact at the base. It's down there. And I use a lump of modelling clay or blue tack or something like that to hold it in place. We can play the game. I'm going to try and make it a bit neat as well by... Why am I showing it to the microphone? I don't know, I've been doing this 24 days, I'm going mad. I'm going to try and make a little hole in the case, and I've got the case here. There's a hole in it already. Oh, look at that, that's handy. To route the wires out of, so that I can make a nice neat little unit. So, safety disclaimer before we properly start. Watch batteries. Don't leave kids with them. They're horrible, they're dangerous. You're going to build this for a kid, put it in a way so the kids can't get access to the batteries. Tape it up with duct tape, whatever you've got. Don't let the kids eat those. They're not nice at all. Let's start building. This is where I'm going to pause for a moment and I'm going to set up my soldering gear, ready to solder something together. One moment, please. Okay, soldering iron is plugged in. There we go. Actually plugged into my Pine Power USB power thing over here in the corner, which you can't quite see. It's just out of shot. Lead solder bought from CPC like a million years ago. This will probably last me until I die. Probably lead poisoning. Anyway, careful with lead solder. Just don't breathe in the flux and use it in a well ventilated room. Be sensible about things. Right, Pinecil, heating up. So right now we're at 22 degrees. Let's go. Okay, 250. 350 is my preferred temp, and we're there. It won't be scorching hot just yet, but let's just give it a quick test. With a little bit of solder just to give it a bit of a nice clean on the tip. There we go. That was quick, wasn't it? As I say, 25 quid, $25. Just get one. You won't need to buy any more soldering irons. Okay, so we've got this little switch here that I want to solder to, and I want to be quick because it's got a battery connected to it. Actually, I'm going to take the battery out. I've just noticed you can take the battery out. So, good thing about Pinecil, unplug it. It's still red hot, but I can put it somewhere safe out of the way. Perhaps not next to your mouse, Les, because you did that the other day and you slightly caught it. Yeah, that was a fun moment. Right, I'm going to use a wood spudger to push the battery out. Now looking at it, some clips at the back, but it's open at the front, so I should be able to push from the back and lose the battery. It's out. There you go. And the battery's somewhere on my desk. Ah, here we go. So that's the watch battery out of the way. Let's get that soldered. So for this I'm using a standard piece of blue tack to hold it in place. Doesn't work yet, does it? Oh, good. Good. Just in case I get an accidental touch there. But all I'm going to do is just tin the contacts. So I'm going to tin contacts at the base and the switch here. And I've got to take my glasses off because I am old and I don't need my glasses for close-up work. Right then, so that's a nice blob. There we go. And the blob on here. I'm being generous. It is Christmas after all. There's no room for bar humbug here. I'm just going to quickly tin the bits I'm going to solder. So it's this little bit here. Well, let's make that slightly bigger. There we go. I do hope I'm keeping this all on camera, because if not, what's the point of the video? This is where I wish it was Big Clive. Tell you an interesting anecdote about putting lights up in George Square in Glasgow, or that time at Edinburgh Tattoo where the entire team got drunk, or something like that. Anyway, okay. In fact, I'm not too happy with the length on that bit there. That's a bit too small, so let's change that. So I'm going to use my Stanley strippers for this, automatic wire strippers. These are awesome. I love these. I've had these for a few years now. Put your wire in. It grabs on, and you see where the little cut mark is there? That's how much wire you're going to get. If I go click, there you go. Stripped. So these are called Stanley Fat Max strippers. Do be careful Googling that. Okay, right. That's that wire stripped. I'm going to pop that into my blue tack here. Turn it up a little bit so I've got a bit of space. Clean the tip. Be up to temp. 350, lovely, okay. Nice dollop on there, lovely jubbly. Copyright on your fools and horses. Bingo. Right, so we want to put the green wire on first. This is the game wire. This is the course we have to follow. And we're doing that because that's the lowest point on this circuit. So why am I doing it that way, Les? Why don't you do it this way? And you're not going to melt the plastic. Every day is a school day, kids. Okay, don't hold the bit, that's metal. That would hurt. Let's try that again. That's a bad shot. Okay. Don't hold the metal, Les, that will hurt. That's on, and it does feel slightly warm on my fingers. Yeah, when you learn to solder, you sort of have a tolerance to burning yourself. But don't burn yourself. Right, this one's going to be a little bit trickier because it's sort of floating in midair. But we'll have a go. That was even easier than the green one. Right, Pinecil is done. Thank you very much, Pinecil. This premiered on a video where just over a year ago, Maker Advent. It was on day 24 when I did a really bad solder job. I damaged a battery box on a 555 electronics suite that I bought. Yeah, it happens. It was a fun 5 minutes as it worked. Right, it's built, so I'm just going to put the battery back in now. So we've got the circuit here, all ready to go. We've got our hook, we've got the game. So I'm going to test that it works. I'm going to properly just touch the wires. Oh, the dulcet tones of that lovely piezo speaker. We've got a wire game. We built that in... I've got to knock my glasses on. What are we on now? 13 minutes, and most of that's me waffling. So, not bad. What I'm going to pause it now, tidy up the build, and we'll do it properly. So, one moment, please. Okay, not there yet. The hole in the back of here is not wide enough for both wires to go through. So, I have used the correct tool for the job, which is a flathead screwdriver, to just, you know, break out the plastic a little bit. I've gained a couple of mil, not a lot, but enough for the wires to go through. We have everything inside there. The switch that was originally in there still activates when you press it down because the wire is getting in the way. So, I've used some spare cardboard to go between the two contacts so they can't be pressed to activate. This is where it activates, isn't it? Alright. Only this now activates the switch. Bit of card, all fine. Bit of sellotape and some proper sellotape. Don't know where we got it from, but it's proper sellotape. Hold it all in place. Blue tack at this end. Wires, hook, made, ready to go. So, I'm going to have a go. Live and through a delay of a camera lens. This is going to end well, isn't it? Ooh, 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 ooh. There's a respite. This is where old man will swap. Ah. Damn. I lost. So there we have it. A simple game made out of something that we're pretty much just going to put into landfill. Really, don't put stuff into landfill. You know, recycle what you can, recycle old electronics. You can't recycle them yourself, put them through your local council or authority scheme to recycle electronics properly. But this is a fun little game. We've done a little bit of soldering, a little bit of wire work. Quite a lot of me working out as I went along, which is always good fun. And this is pretty much the spirit of Maker Advent. You've got stuff that you can buy online or go into the shops if you wish. And that stuff is really cool. It's expensive stuff, there's cheap stuff, and it's all good. But there's stuff that you get that you can just enhance a little bit. So, the star. The buzzer game. Probably not an enhancement because it gets really annoying, but you know what I mean. You've got all this tech around you that you can play with. You've got Arduinos, you've got Raspberry Pis, microbits, code bugs, all that sort of stuff. Play around with it. Learn some cool skills. If you haven't got that gear, you can get the gear pretty cheap. You don't need an official Arduino board. Buy a clone board. They're about £2. AT Tinys are really cheap, but get a proper Arduino Uno if you're going to start out. If you want to do computers and coding, Raspberry Pi, great fun. They're nice and cheap. Get a Pi Zero 2W, about £15 I think they are. Start off with that. Electronics isn't an expensive hobby to start with. It just becomes expensive when you become like a fan of it, an enthusiast. Then it becomes really expensive. But hopefully, over these last few days, I've shown you some cheap things to do that you can do and learn. But that's it for 2021. Maker Advent is over. However you celebrate the holidays, celebrate them well. Be with family and friends if you can, if it's safe to. Above all else, just be safe and enjoy yourselves. See you next year.